You're listening to The White Rabbit, conversations on the art of presenting in a rather noisy world. Your hosts are Matt Krause and Alper Rozanes. Matt helps leaders of international companies speak, write, and present with confidence. Alper is an author, communications trainer, and a startup investor with a diverse portfolio of companies in Barcelona. If you like this podcast, please share with your friends and colleagues. Now, on to Matt and Alper for today's conversation.
Hi, Alper. You know what I feel like today? I feel like doing some application tips.
Okay.
Do you have any favorite applications or application tips that you would like to give out today?
Yes, I can actually talk about 3 applications that I use extensively, especially when I'm doing online trainings or online presentations.
And tips for online trainings or online presentations, those would be especially useful today because I remember, just a short time ago, pre-pandemic, so 2, 3, 4 years ago, the idea of doing an app or doing a presentation online was a distant second to the idea of you should do it personally. But that has totally changed. So tips about
Now the personal has become the
applications.
distant second.
Pardon me?
Now the personal presentations have become the distant second.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So 3 applications relevant to giving virtual trainings or virtual presentations. Definitely, I'm in. So take it away. So what's the first one on your mind today?
All right. Well, the first one would be an external camera application which I use, which is Camo app. I'm not sure if that's the proper spelling that those guys had on their mind, but it's CAMO. What it does is it actually converts your smartphone with a nice camera into an external camera that you can hook up to your computer. Now, especially with the virtual presentations, of course, the image quality is very important. And usually what we see on these trainings is people using their laptop's camera, and the laptop is usually sitting on a desk. So the person who is doing the speech, who is delivering the training or the presentation, becomes this hunched over character, down looking at the camera. You have these big shoulders and this giant head. Do you remember there was a famous CNN anchor? What was his name?
You mean
He was a
broadcast
talk show
news guys? Or wait, are we talking real life or are
No.
we
There was a
talking a
talk
movie?
show host. No. Real life. On
Oh,
CNN,
okay.
there was this man who had almost a signature appearance, like hunched towards the microphone
Are you
with
thinking
arms folded. I don't remember
Charlie
his name.
Rose or some? What wasn't his name? Charlie Rose? Is that
No,
the guy you're thinking of? You're thinking of somebody else. Okay, so big
no,
shoulders, hunched over.
somebody else. Yeah, I'll look it up. I'm curious. I'll look it up.
Okay.
So what usually happens is we end up being this hunched over person overlooking the camera. What this application allows you to do is liberate your camera from the laptop. Actually, you connect it with a cable to your smartphone, and now you can position your smartphone wherever you like. And usually what I do is I put it slightly behind the computer, and it gives you a straight angle where you have your whole body, not your whole body, but your upper body placed on the frame of the camera. And this also allows you to get maybe a little more further from the computer if you want to deliver the presentation, standing up, using your body language, etc. It has pretty good quality. I think it has much better image quality than most laptop cameras out there. So it's one of the software titles that I would definitely recommend. And for geeks, there are also advanced settings like the exposure or the focus or range or something like that. So it gives you much more controls over the laptop camera that we mostly use, and I would definitely recommend at least checking it out.
So wait, before you move on to the second one. So I've got a question about what was this called? Camo app or Camo
app, yeah.
Camo app. Okay.
I think it's called Reincubate Camo.
Oh, okay. Reincubate Camo. Okay, so when you're using this app, are you using 2 cameras, like the built-in webcam in your computer and your phone, or are you just using your phone? Is it one or two cameras?
No, I'm just using the phone. I'm
Okay.
positioning the phone behind the laptop screen, not
Uh-huh.
not in a way that will block it, of course, but slightly on top of the laptop screen, and it allows me to stand freely and straight in front of the camera
Okay.
without having to be, hunched
Mm.
over towards the laptop camera. So
Hunched
it
over.
gives me
Okay.
more freedom. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll remember.
And,
I'll find out the guy's name.
yeah. And so tell me about app number two. What's that one?
The app number two is also one of my favorites. It's called Duet. And what it does is, again, it turns your smartphone or tablet into an external monitor.
Okay.
And the number one reason why I use this is, especially like in a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting, when you're sharing your screen, you also see what you're sharing at that moment. So the participants in that meeting are in the background, so you cannot see them anymore. But what I want to be able to do during the online trainings is to keep the participants on my screen, but at the same time share content to them and not lose them.
Okay.
What Duet enables me to do is, since it's like using a second monitor.
Okay.
Now you can also do this using a second monitor, but having a second monitor is not very practical all the time, since especially if you're not in the office or maybe you don't have one. What it does is it allows you to put content to share on these during these online meetings on the screen of your phone. So you can go ahead and share that screen so people will see your presentation, but you get to keep your main screen on your laptop so that you can see the participants or maybe some notes for yourself, etc. It's basically a low cost of having a second display without having to invest in a bulky monitor that you may or may not use all the time.
And what is this one called? Was it Do It or Dwight?
It's called Duet. It's spelled Duet.
Oh,
I think it's designed by former Apple engineer guys. I think former Apple engineer people. I think that's one of their brandings on their website.
okay. And you use it primarily because it allows you to share your screen, but still keep an eye on everybody who's in the meeting. Is that correct?
Yes, it's like adding a second monitor.
Uh,
So in Zoom, for example, you share that one with the presentation on it.
okay.
But on your main screen, on your main laptop screen, you can still keep seeing the participants, watching, seeing them, or even if you have notes for yourself.
Okay. And so the third application, tell us about that one.
Well, the third application is a teleprompter application that I use. I use that especially sometimes when I'm recording videos, or also when I'm delivering presentations and I want to follow a script. Now, I don't like the idea of following a script word by word, but sometimes I have seen that it has come handy, and it's called Prompt Smart Pro. It has both iOS and Android versions. One thing that I love about it is it has a feature called Voice Track. And what it does is, with teleprompters, you either have a fixed speed that you set up in advance and the text scrolls in front of you, or you can control it with a remote in your hand, or if you're a professional like a foot controller. What this application has is this voice track feature, which actually follows you speaking, and it moves the text, it advances the text based on you pronouncing the words on the screen. I love it because, for example, you follow the script. Let's say there's a paragraph in front of you, you read that, and then you want to stop, make a comment about something else. Unless you're reading the script word by word on the application, it stops. It doesn't continue. And it's listening to you actively all the time. And once you start going back to the script, reading back the script, you can see that the words move. It's almost like a magical moment. Anyone I've shown this application was like, wow, this is great.
Okay.
So that is definitely one of the applications that I would recommend.
So
Uh,
I've got a question
there
for you.
are,
So
go ahead.
you've described three apps and they're all apps on your phone. So unless you're, one of those lucky people who for whatever reason has three phones, can you use all three apps at the same time or do you have to pick one of them and go with that one?
Well, for the camera app, for example, if you're using your phone as a camera, as an external camera, I think you would definitely be using the rear camera, which is better quality, and so your access to your phone goes away. So if you're using your phone as a camera, you're not able to use other applications. I'm thinking of what could be the situation where you would want to use three of them. Well, technically, any situation that you have in virtual trainings or presentations, yes, you can. But I don't think I have ever done that. I don't think I have ever needed to use all three of them at the same time.
Okay, okay.
But now, I mean, almost all of us have some old phones lying around, old smartphones lying around. So you can turn one of them into an external display. You can
Yeah.
use the best one as the camera. So you can mix and match.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So we're about out of time. So we have three
Yeah.
apps
I'm going to include the links for these applications in the show notes if people
yeah,
want to check
please
them
do.
out.
Yeah. Because I'll probably be one of the first ones to check out these apps. All right.
If not the
So
only one.
yeah. So so that wraps it up for today. And we'll see you on the
All right.
episode next week. Talk to you later.
All right. Good talking to you, Matt. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to The White Rabbit with Matt Krause and Alper Rozanes. You can subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, or through your favorite feed.